It's time to sip that coffee, get your mind right, and vibe with the queen herself. We're dishing out hot topics, wellness tips of the day, and things that make you go, Let's get this palace party started.
All right. And that's exactly what we're doing this morning. Happy Tuesday. I feel like I just saw all of you last night. We had a time last night for Party in the Chat. Yes, we did. And we are back today to break it on down, this conversation between Candace Owens and Princeilla, the Queen Maker. Y'all, I had to do this one. Thank you, too, for sending me this video. I saw the clips, right, while I was on the cruise, and I'm going to have to give credit where credit is due. Candace Owens got her ass handed to her by Princeilla, the Queen Maker. Okay, I really want to do a deep dive review today in a discussion of two dominant personalities. Now, typically, when we turn on social media or on television, Candace Owens is out there. They're pumping her up. They're pump faking her. They're plastering her all over as the voice of reason when it comes to conservative rhetoric, conservatism, and all of that, right? We know her face. And recently, Candace Owens sat down to debate and take on 20, I said women, but as they're calling them feminists, but there were some men in the room. So she took on 20 individuals in a debate where she's the conservative that was facing off with the feminists, okay? And the streets are talking. And they're saying that Princeilla, it was a one-hitter quitter. And I love to see it. I actually love to see it. You know, I have been wondering for the past few months, and this is just me and my own personal thoughts. I sure have been seeing Candace in a lot of Black spaces lately. And I couldn't help but to question and wonder, why is that? I don't know yet, but I just happened to take notice, and I'm like, because there was once a time that Candace didn't really play with us like that. And I don't know if she's starting to catch on that Black women are just as intellectual, just as sharp as she is, and she's trying to stretch herself in her arguments and go where she can be challenged. I don't know. What do y'all think it is? I've seen her with Jason Lee. I've just seen her in the Breakfast Club. I've seen her roaming unusual territory, kind of hanging out in Black spaces. What do y'all think it is, if you had to guess? She's a grifter. Okay. Miss Sweet Sugar said Candace is a grifter. Okay. Regina says the debate was fun. You don't have to follow her. I don't follow Candace. You said I don't follow Candace, so I haven't seen it. I don't follow Candace either, but I saw it. You see what I'm saying? So it just depends on what you're looking for in your algorithm. Regina says, I love Candace, and I'm happy you're speaking on this debate. Thank you. That's what she, okay. Yeah, my pleasure. Just something different. Okay. Gently Koi K says, it was really good. It was a really good take. I enjoyed it. All right. Are y'all ready to jump into it and get, so Gently Koi said this was a good one. Are y'all ready to get down to business and take a look at it? All right, here we go. We're going to just jump right into it. Oh, you know what I need to do, though, before we jump right into it? Give me 1 second. I just want to give all of you a rundown of who the women are that are featured on this thumbnail, okay? On the left, you have Candace Owens. And Candace Owens is I'm going to just say a political lightning rod, okay? Unapologetically conservative. Now, she had a really strong stance for Donald Trump during his first term. I guess they're not on such good terms anymore. And there's been a little bit of fallout. So I don't know where she stands anymore. I know she's disappointed with some of his decisions and some of his behaviors, but I'm not sure where she truly stands. But I will say this, that shit backfired against her. It did backfire against her. Okay. Now, Candace Owens is known for bursting on the scene with her critiques of liberals, right? Liberal ideology, mainstream media. And she rose through the ranks, y'all, real fast as a Black woman. And I feel like she rose through the ranks because what she did is attacked her own. Okay, now Candace makes some very good points at times. And you'll feel yourself saying, ouch. Candace has done what a lot of people refuse to do. That's where she calls out her own. She comes after her own. And she started with a lot of Black. She started with the Black side. And then she moved through the demographics of women, womanhood, and she started to take on, conversations about what women would really be happy doing as it relates to staying in your lane, barefoot, pregnant, in the kitchen. She used to be a liberal and she flipped the script. And a lot of people, they utilize Candace as their go-to, y'all. Their go-to voice for the Republican movement, the mega of it all. Now, I don't know if she's committed 1,000% to being mega, but Republicans seem to really love her and like her, okay? Especially young Black conservatives. Now, she delivers, I don't know if she delivers cultural commentary, but a lot of people feel like she does as it relates to the culture, the current climate of the culture, especially as it relates to the LGBTQ argument, with transgenders. She was over there playing in those spaces with her notion is if you're not born a biological woman, then you cannot be a woman. She stirred things up over there. Candace never plays it safe. Love her, like her, or loathe her. She demands attention. She speaks unapologetically. And she said what the hell she said. Now, on the right, you have the queen maker, Princeilla. Princeilla, y'all, Princeilla is a bag of tricks, if you ask me. She's a powerhouse to a lot of people. Some people love her, some people don't. She has a very strong opinion regarding women and the lack of accountability, how women show up for themselves, and how women are not smart when it comes to men. They don't pick well. They don't own responsibility. They put themselves in positions to be unhappy. Now, Princeilla, listen, Princeilla is edgy. She's unapologetically herself. She debates both men and women, and she's never gotten off her square as it relates to women being their own worst enemy. There you have it. There we go. Let's go. Are y'all ready? Okay, Lolo says, I don't believe in everything she says, but she makes some very good points. Are you talking about Princeilla or are you talking about Candace? You love the queen maker? Yeah, okay, here we go. We're going to just jump right into it. I was able to get access to the interview. I got it real quick, and here we go. We're going to start straight up with Candace's segment with Princeilla. I'm going to play it. We're going to review it as a YouTube forum and a YouTube community and just have some live reaction to it. And also use it as teaching moments and educational moments regarding, do we believe this as women and men, or do we have our own ideology as it relates to patriarchy and matriarchy? Okay, let me take off the banner and we can get started. Give me 1 second. Let me know. Oh, looks like we can see it. Here we go. Oh, I like the play. I like the psychological play. You say we live under a matriarchy. Yes, but can you give me the definition of a patriarchy? Got her off a square. That's a great psychological play. I got a yes out of you. I got another yes out of you. But then you think I'm going along that line of questioning. I'm going to throw a monkey wrench. What's the definition of a patriarchy? All right, I'm going to put it in the chat. All right, let's see. Patriarchy, I'm going to drop it in the chat and we're going to continue the video. Great point. Candace coming out the box swinging. She did define correctly a patriarchy, a social system where men hold primary power and authority in political leadership, moral authority, social privilege, and control of property. But, I feel like that control of property is a little dated. But she said she disagrees with it because women have just as much as political influence as men do these days. Do you agree? Koi says Candace is lying. She knows there's more podcasts than. Okay. Okay, let's continue. Hold on. Yes. Are you listening what she say? Are you listening to Candace? She's coming in hot. And if you're not careful, Candace can cause you to drift. Candace very familiar with words. She threw out disparity. And I'm following what she's saying. Just because women may be the minority in some political arenas doesn't mean that there is a disparity. Doesn't mean there's an inequality. Doesn't mean that we lack influence. She's kind of, she makes a statement, but she's going to lead the narrative to a place where she wants this argument to go. And here's the psychological play. She's going to go where she's comfortable. Let's go. Candace is going where she's comfortable, kind of veering off course. If you listen, she's a debater. She's a debater. But now that I'm listening to her closely, she's going to stay where she's comfortable. She's drifting a little bit, Savannah, in my opinion, because she's taking it a little bit off topic to make a point. Very savvy. Very, very savvy. So, okay, hold on. Y'all in the chat fighting. I see. Hold on. We don't disrespect. Kevin, Princeilla is a lady. So we want to make sure we use the right terminology. We're not disrespectful over here. We don't do that to make a point. We don't do that to make a point. That's Princella's a woman. So let's make sure we keep it funky and we keep it respectful, y'all. Not what the Me Too movement is. You got to listen to Candace very, very closely. If a bunch of women get together and scream about a man, then society is going to listen. That's not what Me Too is. But you see how she weaved it in that and gave it a negative connotation just to make a point? Completely excusing the fact that it's about abuse, sexual abuse, women being violated sexually against their will, but not having the means and or the voice during a point in time. So #MeToo actually means I've been violated too. I was raped too. I was sexually assaulted too. I was molested too. My boss, my preacher, my pastor took advantage of me too. She's saying is she's still coming back to her initial point is women only represent 3% of the seats in Senate and only 25% of political appointments. So what she's telling Candace is you're wrong. The influence that you're talking about that women have in political spaces is null and void, especially when it comes to a woman's right, the laws that are passed regarding their reproductive choices, what they can and cannot do with their body, what's deemed legal, what's deemed illegal. So although you're saying that women have just as much power and influence to get up in there in these political arenas and change the vote, that's not true. That's not true because the men are actually running the show. Let's continue. Where do you think she's going with this? Where do you think Princella's going with this? Is it human nature to want what you don't have? You know, women, I know where she's going. Toot says you can find Candace complete debate here. Yes. This is the complete debate. And it's actually featured on a page called Jubilee, y'all. Jubilee here on YouTube. And Toot has put it up and you can see the full video there. I understand where Princella is going. What she's saying is women did have the ability to sit at home and be at home and don't have to work and allow their husbands to be the head and the tail and the author and the finisher of their faith. And women came together and revolutionized the movement and demanded rights to vote. They didn't want to be home. Now they have the freedom, the flexibility to move about the cabin freely. Is it human nature to want what you don't have? Because they had that. They didn't want that. Now they're outside. They're working. Let's continue. It's odd that Candace would say women would be better served at home, yet she's out frolicking, working. She's working. This is work, y'all. Isn't that funny how Candace, and I like Candace in some instances, I like them both. You got to be careful what you listen to and make sure that they are role modeling exactly what's coming out of their mouth. Because Candace is a full-fledged African American working woman that's married to a white man. That's all I'm saying. Full-fledged African American working woman. Candace just may be the breadwinner in her marriage. Let's continue. I would like to know her ideology around that. The brokest people in the world pop out the most children. I would like, I want to push for a little bit more. Okay. Oh, let me put that in the back chat so I can remember that. Hold on. The brokest people in the world pop out the most children. Ooh, we're going to talk about it. Thank you for the chat.
All right, Palace, the Super Chat Squad is in the building. We appreciate you, baby. The Super Chats are fire. Get in your bag.
That's a lot of money.
Just as a reminder, you can see the full video on Jubilee page. We've dropped the link in the chat. You can go over there and see the entire video. So Candace actually debates more than one person and not just Princeilla. Thank you, C. Rich, for the $50 super sticker. We appreciate you and your support of the page. Thank you, boo. We appreciate it. Hold on. We just left off where Princeilla is stating that the brokest people pop out the most children. Ouch. You throw a rock in the crowd, somebody's going to holler. And it looks like Mary is hollering. Mary said children are great, though. Not if you can't afford them. I'm sorry. Not if you can't afford them. The Estelle Noir says Candace uses her tone, posture, and cadence as a strategy to control the conversation. Yes, she's really good at it. She's really good at it. Ooh, how do you say? Ethereal Moon says poor people do have the most babies. Brittany Janae said, ooh, I am loving this queen. Me too. Ouch. Let's continue. Give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. All right, y'all. Looks like Jubilee does not want us to spread the word and promote their video. So we won't. So I'll take it private after today's. So we won't. So earlier I told you and I encouraged you to go over there and check out the video. I take it back. Don't. They flagged me. They flagged me. So we're going to stop sharing their video. I take it back. It looks like they don't need that type of promotion from us. So we will not promote them. All right. Yeah, I respect it. I respect the game. I understand. So we're going to take down their video and I'm going to open up the lines just to get your thoughts. Give me 1 second. Thank you, Toot, for letting me know that Jubilee does not want that type of support from us. All right. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. All right. Let me drop the link. Can y'all hear me? Hold on. Give me 1 second. All right. Can y'all hear me? Okay. All right. So here's what happened. If you didn't know. So I was flagged by Jubilee. It looks like Jubilee, the page that I encourage you all to go to and check out the full video. They don't want us to promote their video and or use it. So they flagged me. So what's going to happen is after this debate, I'm going to put this in members only. You know, I respect the fact that certain pages just don't want that type of promotion. And that's okay. The stream is still down. Let me know if y'all can hear me. That's all I need to know. If you can hear me. All right. Mic check 1, 2, 3. Mic check 1, 2, 3. Let's do a mic check. Mic check 1, 2, 3. Mic check 1, 2, 3. Let's do. All right. Thank you, everybody. We are back. So it looks like I was flagged. Jubilee does not want that type of promotion. And it happens. You know, certain pages, they don't want you to promote their material. They don't want you to use it. They don't want you to talk about it like that. Can y'all hear me? I'm getting ones. I'm getting twos. I just need to, if you're not in real time, make sure you fast forward the video. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to hear me. So we're back. So listen, I thought I could utilize and just promote and show that segment of it and then point you all. But we use it as a YouTube community and forum just to highlight some notions and myths regarding what would be best for women, what women should or should not be doing. And unfortunately, Jubilee says, you cannot promote my video in that manner. So I'm going to open up the lines. And I want to get your thoughts in real time regarding Candace versus Princeilla. So we will not be going to Jubilee's channel to support them. They don't want that kind of promotion, and I support them wholeheartedly. If that's not what they want, that's not what we will offer over here. The Estet Noir says, love the educational aspect to this conversation. Oh, what'd you say? Jubilee knew that majority bull was bull because she was cooking. And yes, I feel like, yeah, they had to get her off her square. And I think that was a perfect place to end because Princeilla had just said that most people vote based on their feelings and not policy. And when they got in and stated, listen, it's time. I'm like, there you go. That's a perfect example. Why interrupt such a beautiful banter, such a beautiful back and forth? Princeilla was winning. And guess what? When you winning, everybody wants a piece of the pie. So those people raise their red flags for the wrong reasons. I want in, put me in so I can get in, so I can get a piece of this, so I can continue the argument. It's crazy. It's crazy. All right. Welcome to Estet Noir. What you got?
Good afternoon, Queen, everyone. I love this conversation because I'm going to do a different take. It shows two African American women being able to sit down at a table, have a debate without cussing and swearing at each other, without being disrespectful with their words back and forth with one another, and literally showing a battle of the minds between the two. So I thought this was a great debate, what I've seen so far.
I have to agree. I was on mute. I have to agree. I think it was phenomenal. And I was happy just to be able to feature it over here. Great job, Princeilla, and great job, Candace. I have to agree, the Estet Noir.
Thank you. I'm going to pop back down. Thank you. Have a great afternoon.
Absolutely. You're welcome. You're welcome. So it kind of threw me off a little bit with them snatching down. But listen, okay, M. Mills says Princeilla was handling the conversation very well, extremely well. Extremely well. And what it did for me is put into perspective something that Michelle Obama said a while back, many years ago, when she did like the tour. She did a tour, and I had the pleasure of hearing her speak. And I traveled to a different city, myself and a friend. And they told her, what's the one thing that you've learned as a first lady that has been surprising? She says, one thing I've learned that's been really surprising to me is the people that you think are so smart really aren't. The people that you think are so smart really aren't, especially when you get in front of them and you listen to them and you start to hear them talk and you think, man, you're really not that smart. So I'm not going to say Candace isn't smart. Candace is sharp. Candace knows how to drive a narrative. Candace knows how to get in there and disrupt the conversation and utilize buzzwords. And it typically works when you're dealing with emotional beings, which brings back home the point that Princeilla make. People vote based on their feelings and their emotions and not policy. Let's go, Trey Carter. Welcome. What you got?
Hey, Queen. Hey, Palace. I just came up here quickly to say that Priscilla did a really good job, even though I really hate the format sometimes on Jubilee where they allow all of those other people to just kind of raise their hands and kind of kick her off of her spot, because she really was kind of getting into the thick of it and was adding some pressure to Candace, because Candace is a great debater. But even in that, a lot of times when it comes to debate, it's not about who really has a great point. It's who can sell their point the best. With Candace, I think I had stated in the comments, she comes from like the school of Ben Shapiro, where they're really good at debating because they can shift the narrative. They're very good at twisting words and using, you said, like the bullet points and the hot button words, and they know how to change the subject slightly when they're when their backs are against the wall. So I like that Princeilla was there. I really appreciate them allowing her to come up and kind of school Candace a little bit and kind of put some pressure on her.
I agree. And if you notice, not only do I like what you said, how she comes from the school of, you said Shapiro?
Yeah, Ben Shapiro, the white guy, they're all kind of the same. They all have that same kind of debate, those debate tactics where they know a little enough, they have some information in them, but it's all about how they use it, really.
And it's not deep information if you think about it. Princeilla went deep. She went to statistics. She had numbers. She could back it up by facts, laws, movements, and everything. Candace was a little taken back. Now, she recovered well, and if you blink, you'll miss it. But she was a little taken back because that's something she couldn't really jump on and deconstruct because she didn't have those numbers. So she didn't do that level of research. And I don't think she took anybody in that audience serious. And in that moment, you could clearly see she fucked around and found out, wait a minute, I didn't prepare enough. I underestimated this one. And it goes back. Let me say this, Trey. Somebody put in the comments, dang. Innocent Instigator says, based on her outfit, they probably stereotyped her, but did not expect her to speak so well. I think she did more than speaking. I think she dominated. I think Candace I think she put Candace between a rock and a hard place, if you get what I'm saying, Trey.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Especially when you saw that nasty look she gave her, that up and down. Like, you can tell, it almost felt like, now, I have my tinfoil hat on sometimes. It almost felt like as soon as she gave her that nasty look, that's when production was like, okay, well, let's go and get her off the table because we don't want our real guest, Candace, to feel any type of way. So let's go and get her off and get one of these other girls on here to debate her.
That's more suitable.
Right.
And you know what I mean by suitable.
Right.
Exactly. Oh, come on, y'all. Can we talk? Clock that T. And the other thing is this. I wouldn't be shocked if Candace spins the block and come back. I wouldn't be shocked. I was going to say something else. Okay, hold on, Trey. Go on mute.
Yes.
I was going to say something else, but let me come back to it. Welcome, Savannah. What are your thoughts on today's conversation?
Good afternoon, Queen, and good afternoon, Palace. Thank you for doing this conversation. I've been waiting to have this, to analyze this debate because it was extremely interesting to me from the beginning. I love that Princella kept eye contact, her tone, how she controlled the emotions of the conversation, because Candace is one that she is stuck on her talking points, regardless if she's on a white platform or black platform. Candace has always been right down with her ideological beliefs, and she doesn't veer from that. I agree that Candace wasn't ready for Princella, that she underestimated her, and Princella actually had her on her toes with responding back to facts, because you can't debate facts regardless of what your beliefs are, whether you're blue, red, in the middle, white. It's facts are facts, and they cannot be changed. And I love that Princella came up there with, even with the initial question when she said, she reversed it back on Candace and said, explain what is your definition of patriarchy? Because regardless of what your beliefs, you can't really say that we're not under a patriarchal society, regardless of economic status, skin color, immigration status. The United States is run by males, and I love that it didn't split the hairs even further by saying, it's all white males over the age of 60, and so on and so forth. But this was a great conversation, and I look forward. I agree. I think there will be a part two.
All right. Well, thank you, Savannah. Thank you for coming up and just sharing your notion on today's conversation. We appreciate you, Queen.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. That was Savannah. Um, I wanted to go to a comment that I saw in the chat. Give me 1 second. Oh, this one. Keisha says Princella may have dressed that way on purpose. If she did well job. That's how Princella dresses, Keisha. If you don't know, now you know. Princella, that's how Princella dresses. On purpose. Yeah, that's how Princella dresses. If you don't know. Hold on. Watch this. There was a comment. Okay. Oh, not this one. I don't want to do that one yet. There was another comment. Thank you. Always be cute. She says, Queen, I love this conversation. I do too. I do too. And I think I do too. Let me leave it there. I want to find a comment I saw. Hold on. Hold on. Give me 1 second. And the instigator says, I know they were not expecting that from women, from that woman. She did that at all. At all. Toot says exactly. They did not come near to what the queen maker was putting down. And that's a lot of, let me tell you something. She shook shit up. She shook things up at that table and everybody wanted in. And that's typical. That black girl magic comes in. We clean things up. We make it make sense in the kitchen. We start to cook. And now everybody wants to add their little razzle dazzle and add a little bit of seasoning after you've already laid out the whole meal. After you've already laid out the whole meal. Let me see if I can find the comment I was looking for. Oh, it may be at the bottom. Give me 1 second, y'all. It may be at the bottom. Hold on. It was a very simple comment. Anywho, the comment went something like, Candace is going to come back. If Candace is going to come back, she's going to come back to try to finish Princeilla off. Oh, wait a minute. I think Princeilla is here. Wait a minute. Welcome to the palace, Princeilla.
Hi, how are you?
Oh my God, how are you?
I'm fantastic. I was watching the whole live, and I like the way you are breaking it down.
Tell us, okay, Princeilla, first of all, welcome to the palace. Welcome. Look, they happy. So first of all, you handed her ass in the most beautiful way. Do
Mhm.
you feel like you were underestimated in that
Oh,
instance?
absolutely, absolutely. So how I've explained it to people, because the mind is a very interesting thing. People don't understand the power of suggestive thought. So, number one, in Candace's mind, she was debating feminist. So Candace went in with the intent to debate what she thought would be a feminist thought that she's typically used to talking to. So because she already typecast me as the typical feminist, she assumed that I would be speaking in certain ways. So that was number one. Number two, it completely threw her off because, yes, I do dress like this on a regular, but you, you have to understand that people automatically judge you also based on how you look. So we're dealing with a box of what a feminist thought that she assumes comes with the title of feminist. Then you're looking at an appearance. I have gold caps in my mouth. I got a cap turned to the back. Sh- This is completely left field. So she thinks that she has it easy. The moment I asked her the denotative definition of patriarchy, it completely threw her. It completely threw her. This is not the typical this is not the typical way that a feminist would talk to her. You have to understand that I was number 3. I was on the third point. So prior to her speaking to me, she had already talked to a series of people that had come up there, which had put her in a pattern of debate. The one thing that everybody did that I did not do is that they instantly got up there and just started straight shooting and vomiting at the mouth, which gave Candace the upper hand. When she got to me, I totally flipped the script. I asked her a question because the person that's asking the questions is in control. So I shifted the playing field into my favor off the rip, which made her uncomfortable. And because she totally underestimated me, she wasn't ready for that. The thing that she really messed up at is when she said that when I asked her about patriarchy, she said it's an idea that men rule it. Baby, that's not an idea. There's facts behind this. And based on the actual definition of this word and the statistics, you know this to be true. So so she forgot somewhere in that debate, Candace forgot that we were debating whether we lived in a matriarchy or patriarchy. If you, well, you can't go back because they took it off the
Yeah,
line, but
she forgot immediately,
she
and I
did.
think where you tripped her up, and give us a little bit of your psychology around it. You came in and you asked her about a matriarchy, and she said, "Yeah," and you got a yeah out of her. That
Mm,
was a great psychological play because now we're
yes.
commonality. There's a level of agreement here. Okay, we're
Hmm.
both on the same page. Now describe patriarchy. You completely threw her off because she thought you were going with matriarchy. Tell us your strategy around that.
Okay, so because I'm a linguist, um, that she wants this to be female centered. It's not a good thing if you're already in the mind frame of a feminist. We don't need to talk about matriarchy. So you're saying you're for the matriarchy. I know we live in a patriarchy. So I'm going to take you out of the mind frame where you're most comfortable at. I already know that you're comfortable talking a certain way. So let me just bring you and have you destroy the patriarchy since you say we don't live in one. Because here's the thing, how are we going to debate a word without even knowing the definition of the word? Because if we don't define a patriarchy, what we talking about? So let me lay the foundation, a solid ground for us to fight on. Now it gives us something hardcore to stand on where now I know where to bring you back to when you start flying away. So once I did that, I established the fighting ground, which now showed you how Candace was uncomfortable with that because she had to run to a talking point that she was comfortable regurgitating anytime she talks to feminists. So when she started veering off, she said something real interesting. She said, disparity does not mean inequality. I told you I'm a linguist. This disparity actually literally means inequality because disparity is a prefix and a base word. Dis means not. Parity means equality. So disparity literally means inequality. She don't know that. She just throwing stuff out there. Then she's talking about the fashion industry that has absolutely nothing to do with what I said about government. Because once I broke down the government being patriarchal rule and showing that in the entire history of Congress, only 3.3% of Congress has ever been women up to date. The mere fact that the word patri means father, arche means rule. We even define ourselves as a patriarchy when we say that we are patriots. To be a member and a loyal follower of this country is to recognize yourself through language as a part of the patriarchy by calling yourself a patriot. So once she went in, she did something interesting that nobody actually recognized. I said, if we really live in a matriarchy, then those numbers would be flipped. The numbers would be flipped where there would be a majority of women holding these governmental seats. So I don't think that if we lived in a matriarchy, women would largely vote against their interests to take their own reproductive rights away and not even give themselves leniency for rape and incest. If we actually lived in a matriarchy, she then says, are women allowed to vote? Instantly shifting the conversation from a potential or non existent matriarchy to the general population of the current patriarchy. Candace, I know you're not asking me, can women vote? And you, as a black woman, sat up here and rallied and voted for Trump, and you got a whole book called Make Him a Sandwich telling women to go back to the goddamn house. The reason why women are voting against their own interests, the general population in the current society, is because they think just like you, believing that men should rule everything because you believe that you should be in the house. But it's interesting. In 19, you keep bringing up 1950 because if you listen to the entire debate, Queen Sheba, what I did was I was pulling stuff that she said to other people in that debate. Earlier in the debate, she kept saying that women were happier in the 1950s. Well, in the 1950s, black folks were still getting sprayed by goddamn
Water hose.
water hoses. Okay, that's number one. Black women was getting raped in the Black Panther Party. So black women was so women were so happy in the 1950s. Women collectively still didn't have no rights. It wasn't until 1994 that it became illegal to beat and rape your wife. So during those times, during 1973, women was still getting their ribs broken, faces disfigured, and the police wouldn't do anything because domestic violence was a personal issue. But this is where you say that we live in a matriarchy? A fucking matriarchy? Are you playing games, Candace? Because you full of shit right now. You sitting up here literally, then you got the nerve to sit up here when a bunch of women get together and start shrieking and hollering and complaining about men. Bitch, men. So you saying during 1973 that women speaking about being raped, they ribs broken, dying, and the cops didn't do nothing. Baby, in 1974, that's when the Credit Act came about. During the 1980s, the early 1980s, 81, 82, and 83, the highest divorce rate known in history went up to 22.1% right after the Credit Act. But prior to that, 1920, the divorce rate was 1%. How do you go from 1% divorce rate to 22.1 the very next year after the Credit Act ensues? How? How? Candace, we don't live in a matriarchy, but women were so happy being slaves in the house and being beat. And then when you talk about, then you come in and talk about, well, Trump gained more women followers. Whoa, 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 hold on. If that's true, we got to look at the population because collectively black women did not vote Trump in. Now, you, as a black woman, being crazy, you did that and you rallied to bring Trump in here. But if we want to talk about the numbers of women going up, women voters for Trump, who did that? Who did that? Now we got to look at race. Now we got to look at class because it's a lot of women on TikTok, old white women in rural areas, just because they hate black folks, they voted Trump in. People that ain't got no education. And the fact of the matter is, Americans read and comprehend at a sixth grade level. These the goddamn voters.
Yep, you better.
These the goddamn voters.
And the jurors. People don't understand these are also people that sit on juries.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, that's a fact. So who voted for him? Stupid ass Mexicans, people voting against their own damn interests. And we got white women voting for him. And the mere fact that Candace is up here talking about she regrets and is disappointed that this ain't the man she voted for.
Mm.
Girl, what you talking about? You talking about grabbing by the pussy? You talking about grabbing by the pussy ain't the man you voted for? And you embarrassed? That don't even make sense. And that's why when I said, Candace, it's human nature. Ain't
Mm.
don't you agree that it's human nature to want something that you ain't got, but then when you get it, you ain't happy with it and gotta revoke that for something else? Ain't she doing that right now?
Yes.
The
And
typical woman. She's sitting up here talking about women, but Candace, you the typical woman because that's the behavior of women. Fantasy.
oh, let me ask you something. Because there was a point where Candace, she didn't do it with you. She did it earlier on when there was a white guy and she talked about women would be better served at home. Yet Candace is out here working out loud and proud. It may be a different type of work, where she's talking and her mouth pays her money, but it's still work. Candace beats the pavement working. What's your thought on that? Saying one thing and then
And
role modeling a completely different thing.
exactly. If a person's actions ain't lining up with their words, that person is a fraud. Okay? Because, ma'am, without feminism, your ass wouldn't even be able to do what you doing. You wouldn't have no voice. But
Damn.
the reality is that because you such a sellout and you will sell yourself and push any narrative as long as it sound good, they'll use you and you let them use you. So even if we were in a patriarchy and a handmaid's tale completely, you would still be allowed to frolic around, but I promise you, you wouldn't be getting paid. You'll be doing that to keep your eyes from getting blackened.
Oh, hold on, Princella. Let me clutch my pearls. Was that your only time debating her that made camera?
Oh yeah, because let me tell you, Queen, I didn't even know I was finna be debating her. That was a total surprise.
What? Okay, okay. Let's back it up. First of all, let me say this. I'm glad you were a one and done because I feel like when a woman of a particular level should be a treat to people and not a buffet. I'm
Right.
glad you were a one and done. I'm glad you didn't run back up there because I think you, like Plies say, you got to let their minds wander. She just may spin the block on you. It may not be
No,
true.
she ain't. No, she ain't. Because see, the way Jubilee works, okay, the person that's like Candace's position, she actually gets to choose anybody out of the 20 to have an extended debate with. She gets to pick for 10 minutes who she wanted to debate. If Candace wanted to talk to me again, Candace would have chose me for the 10-minute debate.
Maybe not in that moment. When I say she may spin the block, I think Candace is still processing you. I think Candace is still processing in her body, her spirit, her mind is still digesting her food. Does that make sense? But don't
It's
be
possible.
surprised. Don't be surprised if she decides and if she matures a little bit that she wants another shot. If she does, you kind of implement 2 or 3 asks, put 2 or 3 asks on the table and go for it in a
Hmm.
neutral environment. I think it will be great. Sell some
Yeah.
tickets and debate the fuck out of her. But you were about to okay, tell us why you say you didn't know you were going to even debate her. How did that process work? And then my second question is, would you be open to questions from the audience? I don't know
Oh,
what your time looks like.
oh, absolutely. So,
Okay.
so I got on the show, okay, because my assistant was looking for, different things for me to do, and she came across a ad for, people to come to do that. So she felt like it would be a good topic for me to speak on. So, we put the application in and they did an interview and they was just like, oh, this is overjoyed. And they put me on the show. They didn't tell us anything. They didn't tell us what no question was going to be, nothing. They just said, okay, well, just show up at this date. Okay. I get there. I don't know what the hell is going. I didn't even know if I was in the right place. I thought I was going to be human traffic where we ended up. But um, uh, I didn't know who the hell we was gonna be debating until they was finna turn the cameras on. Like 30 seconds before they turn the cameras on, Candace come walking in there. I was like, oh wow.
Wow.
So I ain't even had time to prepare for nothing. I didn't know. I know what I know. So I ain't had no time to research diddly squat. I had to come straight off the dome instantly. Right? She wasn't ready
Okay.
for that. She's used to talking to people in certain word tracks. She's used to talking to people like that that non-binary they them chick that got up there. See, she's used to talking to people like that. Like she's not these people are extremely emotional and just want to push. They want to convince somebody that they're right. I'm not going in to convince you. Like I don't really debate. I'm not a debater. I'm an educator. So anytime I go in to talk to somebody, I always go in the mind frame to educate a person. I never go in to argue. Most people like to turn my conversations into arguments and debates, but I'm never going with the intent to debate. I'm going to actually have a conversation where we can come to a mutual understanding with me being able to educate you on my point of view. Right. So that's the way I went up there. So if you notice, everybody else was fast talking. One thing I did was I slowed the conversation all the way down. I controlled Candace's, um, I controlled her speech patterns because she was talking fast to everybody else. She matched my tone. I slowed down the conversation. I didn't interrupt her. Did you notice?
Yep.
One of the reasons why people raised their flag because they felt like I should have just been talking, 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 spitting stuff, but I wasn't. I gave Candace all the space to get her full thought out. And if Candace would have kept talking, she would have ran up the time. So she was nervous, so she just kept rambling and talking and talking. So I had to go ahead and let me go ahead and interject and say what I'm gonna say right here. So Candace was desperately looking for an out. How can I trip her up? So if
Mm,
if you go back, even just you watching it for yourself, go back and look at her face
I saw it.
when she said, so what you're saying is that even though women can vote, we are still victims. Like, look, you could see her whole facial expression that she knew, like, I got her now. Let me trap her. So you're saying we're victims? Girl, do you know me?
And
Victim.
then you
Victim my
said,
ass.
and then she said, is that why Kamala lost? To trigger you. And you said, this ain't even about Kamala. And you laughed at her.
Yeah,
And I don't think anybody's ever laughed at her in her face.
yeah.
That was so clever. That was clever. Her eyes got big and bulk, and I even around. I had to rewind it, and I don't know at what part they cut off, like Jubilee cut off and was like, you ain't using that, even though we told everybody to go over there and watch it. But let me ask you this. Can I open the lines? Because they want to come up and ask you questions.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, y'all, this is for questions only, not for you. If you have a question, okay, y'all know what questions are, right? Okay, here we go. We got our first one. Let's go with Trey. Trey, what's your question for Princella?
Thank you. I was actually, Princella, you already answered the initial question that I have because I was interested in what and how the actual event came about. As far as did Jubilee reach out to you, or was it something that just kind of happened by happenstance? Mainly because I really loved how you were actually a real good counter to anything that came about from Candace, and I love how you answered the question because there was one thing you stated that you came in kind of blind and you didn't know what was going on, so you just had to come with what you had, within yourself. And
Mm-hmm.
I love how when we watched the video, some of the facts that you were giving, they had to pull it up on the screen. It's like, okay, well, we fact checking, and everything that you were saying was fact checked. I
Mm-hmm.
love that. But I have to say, my other question, I believe that we all were kind of wondering if you can go a little bit further when you were speaking about, you made a statement. It was something about how the poorest people in the world are popping out the babies. Can you kind of go further with that?
Yes. Okay. So one thing that people do, people who don't have anything to do and don't have any aspirations, they use sex as a recreation and they use it as a stress reliever. Well, sex comes with consequences like babies. Okay. So when people are broke, if you go back to John Calhoun's Universe 25, it was a mouse utopia experiment, which the projects were based on. And this is why you call people hood rats right now. People don't know that, but so they took four pairs of mice and they gave them everything. They gave the mice everything. So we need to understand that sexual energy is life force energy. And when you expel it doing work, whether you're foraging for food, building something, trying to survive, you don't have time to focus on just having sex and babies, right? So what has occurred is once you took the mice out of their natural habitat where they had to hunt for food and protect themselves from predators, you gave them food, housing, unlimited space. They don't have nowhere else to expel their energy. So the only thing that they could do is have sex. The to make a long story short, they went from 8 mice, 4 pairs of mice to 2,200 in a very short period of time, okay, which caused what they called a behavioral sink. When you give people everything and make it easy for them, and then you add stress on top of that, these people who do not have higher aspirations have more sex, more babies, because a lot of them are being incentivized to even have these babies. If you go back to the 1986 CBS report, when they did a documentary on the failing black family or the broken black family, what you found in those areas with the projects, these people didn't have anything to aspire to. They were trapped in a very closed in environment. They couldn't get out and really get work. So, what they did, they turned exactly like the mice. And the man was like, man, I'm not going to stop having my sexual pleasures because no woman have no baby. They get welfare. The welfare give them a stipend. So every baby they have, they pay them. So the brokest people, the people who have no purpose and aspirations, they're the ones who have the most children. Well, every child that you have needs to have education and needs energy to develop themselves. Well, the people having the children are uneducated and don't have the energy to develop or teach their children. So those children also become stupefied. These are the voters because the only thing required for you to vote is turn 18 and not have a goddamn criminal record. And then the people who are voting, a lot of them are they doing it just to say I participated. You know, an 18-year-old, most 18-year-olds don't know diddly squat about no goddamn government and policy. And then they vote like their parents tell them to vote. Women sitting up here voting on the pretenses of their husbands. This is a whole sophisticated system run off of emotionalism, violence, intimidation, and ignorance.
Oh, good stuff. Hold on, Princella. We got a next person. Fruit Gummy wants to ask you a question. Give me 1 second, Fruit Gummy. Let me go over my super chat really quick. Hold on.
All right, Palace, the Super Chat Squad is in the building. We appreciate you, baby. The Super Chats are fire. Get in your bag.
That's a lot of money.
All right, all right, all right. Daryl Long, my moderator, coming in hot with a 20-piece and a pepper. He said, hey, Queen Maker. Hey, Palace. Thank you, Daryl.
Hello.
We appreciate you. We appreciate the super chat. All right, Fruit Gummy, what you got? What's your question for Princella?
Thank you, Queen. I wanted to say, Princella, you did a phenomenal job, and thank you so much. This is my personal take for representing what true feminism actually is, and that also applies to those that identify and don't necessarily know how to apply it. However, my question for you is that I do see sometimes Black people, they'll say like, oh, I don't necessarily agree with Candace, but I do agree with her point on XYZ. Can you explain to the audience the way in which, say, a Candace Owens, someone that identifies as a Black conservative, the talking points and way she's applying these ideologies, what that actually means for, like, say, white supremacy or for white conservatives? Can you show the difference or how it's not necessarily the way that she's trying to apply it in the grander scheme of things?
So, do you mind rewording that so that I make sure that I
Yes,
understand?
absolutely. And my apologies if that was a little bit choppy. Basically, I see oftentimes it'll be a Black, I'm speaking specifically for the Black community. They'll say, oh, I agree with Candace Owens' point,
Mm-hmm.
or I don't necessarily always agree with her, but I agree with her in that point.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, my question is getting at to the intent, the place in which it's
Right.
coming from, because if it's being regurgitated from a white supremacy ideology, I wanted you to be able to very clearly, the way you do and eloquently the way you do,
Right.
explain how it's actually detrimental.
It is very detrimental. Okay. So, first and foremost, like, people, one thing, people don't stand on a square. They don't stand on nothing. They very wishy-washy. And people align with things that sound good or their own beliefs. People don't actually have independent thought. They are unable to critically analyze things. They like to align with bits and pieces of things. You can't align with bits and pieces because, l- like, for Black folks, we have always had issues with our people being co-opted, like COINTELPRO. Let me tell you something. This is the number one game that they always play. If you have a really good artist, music artist, that's really popping in the streets, and they making all this money and all this noise, big record label execs will come and buy those people out. And sometimes they'll shelve them just to take them off the market and bind them to control them so that they can now dominate that population. Candace used to be saying the same things I'm saying. Candace was literally talking to Killer Mike and all of them about the low level education. She was saying the same things, but now she has been co opted. And let me tell you, when a woman is screwing a man, that man marks his territory. Candace is sleeping with a white man. She has had babies by a white man. She is co opted. She is no longer a quote unquote Black woman. She is a pawn in a game, and Candace will say anything. So, the intent that a person comes from when they're saying something matters because the best lie to tell is a lie that has been blended with truth. The best lie to tell is a lie that has been homogenized with truth. And Candace, if you listen carefully, you can see she don't have no principles. She has no standards. She blow with the wind. And that is a dangerous person.
Ooh, let's pause. That's some good stuff. I just pinned the link to the chat. If you have a question for Princella, if you have a question, feel free to come up. I just pinned it. I didn't realize that I didn't have it. Princella, let me ask you this. Do you feel like she connected with somebody there in that room? And if so, who?
Um, I don't think she connected with anybody, but I do believe that the person she chose the person that she felt more comfortable overpowering, that gave her a sense like a shield. She she had a shield. She didn't connect with anybody. Candace actually believes that she was above everybody in there. Candace got humbled when she came to me because this another black woman looking you in the face,
Mm,
right? And you think you the smartest black woman. You think you smarter than everybody in the black community. That was divine. That me being up there to talk to her was purely done by something more divine. To put me in her face so that she could see that, right? Because the way you running out here and the way you moving, man, people can't trust nobody. This whole thing is just a farce, right? So I believe that I put something on her mind, but she didn't connect with nobody in there. I'm the one out of everybody. I'm the one that really had her taken. Y'all saw her say, "I'm confused, baby." It looked like it was like she wanted to say something else to me. She didn't say anything else to anybody after they finished. But for me, she said, "I'm confused," like 5 times. She looked at me when I went to sit back down. If you look at where I was sitting adjacent, kind of behind her. When I was done, she turned around in her chair to look at me in my eyes, and she said, I don't understand. I'm confused. It sounds like you talking against women. Candace, you're confused because you got feminists in your mind and you have a box of thoughts that you think represents feminism. You ain't never heard no woman talk like me because feminists, a lot of them do not hold other women accountable. They don't hold themselves accountable. They do play the victim. But just because you think that being a feminist is a victim don't mean that every woman's empowerment person believe in victimhood. I'm a firecracker. I do not believe in victimhood. I believe that women are not victims. I believe they cowards. There's a difference. There's a difference between cowardice and victim. The only victims in this shit is animals and fucking babies, kids. But these grown ass women are not victims. They cowards.
mm. I got some more questions for you. Just a few more, Princella. And I'm going to hold on. Are you good on time?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me go. Oh, first of all, thank you, the Estette Noir, for the $50 super sticker. She says, Princella, thank you for your authenticity. I appreciate an independent thinker and conscious awareness. You understand and try. Hold on. You
Game and
understand
master each
and
move.
try game and master each. You understand and try the game. You understand the game and master each move.
Hmm.
Thank you, the Estette. Thank you for the super chat. All right. So let's see. She's talking to me because there's two queens up here. Simple Yes
Oh,
Tyler
yes,
says,
Tyler.
Queen, you spoke about this during the Diddy trial. Yes, I did. Accountability, the lack of responsibility and acceptance on the behalf of the quote unquote victims. All right,
Hmm.
Princella, this is for you. I am Cece. She says, Princella, what's your opinion on Candace using the NAACP's help to win a high school discrimination case against her school, then flipping to be anti NAACP? Is it all about the grift?
That's what it is. The Candace is compromised. Like I say, Once somebody buys you, see, here's the thing. Before they kill you, they'll see if they can buy you out. The elite structure, Candace has a wonderful presence. She's very articulate. She has a strong presence. Having somebody like that running around in the black community can radicalize people. Before they kill you, they will try to bring you to their side. They'll buy you out. They'll put some white dick in you. Same thing they do with black men. Before we fuck you up, we'll give you some white pussy, okay? We'll buy you out. And we don't have to kill you. We don't have to fuck you up. That's what is going on with Candace. Candace done been co-opted. She done been bought out. These white folks got way more money than the NAACP. They got to be funded by the goddamn white folks. So why don't you just go straight to the hand that feeds you? That's what's going on with Candace.
She's the antithesis of a Malcolm X. We're going
Uh-huh.
to use you to revolutionize the black community, but on the opposite end of the spectrum.
Uh-huh.
The antithesis of the Malcolm X Shaw. Same shit, different day.
Uh-huh.
Same shit, different day. But he could not be bought out.
Right. That's why he did.
Boom.
That's why he did.
Uno says Candace was. I want to jump on this, and then I want you to follow, Princella. Uno says Candace was definitely intimidated by your wisdom. I don't think she was intimidated. I think she was moved. I think she was struck by lightning. She don't know what the hell hit her. I'm not going to say
Mm-hmm.
intimidated. She was struck by lightning. You pile on, Princella. What you think?
Well, yeah, because Candace know where she came from. She knows she done lost her damn mind. She knows she done lost her base. And here I came to remind you, ma'am. I came to remind you. And she gonna sit on that. That's gonna stay in her spirit. She might not ever say nothing else to me again. But the more shit that happened, the more that's gonna, because a seed was planted. That's gonna ruminate for a long time.
I think she may switch up her talking points and her strategy.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be shocked if she does. Tennessee girl says that was my comment, Queen. I said Candace will spin the block because her ego is bruised. I think Candace is going to spin the block for one or two reasons: either to try to finish you off.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because
Uh-huh.
there are some masculine traits that she has. The first thing I said when y'all started the debate, I said Candace is the type. Her goal is to win, and I'm gonna do anything possible to win. And because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes when you're so focused and fixated on winning, you can't hear.
Right.
You can't hear. You
Right,
listen.
exactly.
Yeah, and a huge component of winning is being able to listen very carefully and study and get a quick feel for who's seated at the table opposite side of you. But because she came in with the level of arrogance and superiority and underestimating you based on how you look, number one,
Mm-hmm.
she thought she had it. And it was an equal playing field that day because you didn't know what you were up against, and neither did she. And may the best woman win. And I think she
Absolutely.
got around and found out. Go ahead, Princella.
Mm-hmm. And it's it's just amazing to see because I love to listen to people. I do a lot of talking. If anybody know, I talk for days and hours. I can talk all day. But that tells you that if I talk like that, I'm telling you, I listen. I really do listen to people twice as much as I talk. That means I do a whole lot of listening. And I was paying very close attention to what she was saying. And it was so beautiful to see her disagree with facts instantly just to run into a territory she was more comfortable with. Oh no, ma'am. Oh no, I'm not finna let you skate by that. I'm not finna let you have me responding to some stuff so that you can feel comfortable. You're not in control of this, Candace. I am. Now let's come back over here to the definition of patriarchy and let's talk about these doggone governmental seats. I ain't talking about no damn fashion industry and disparity. Where the hell that come from? Where the hell does any of this shit that you talking about come from? And the fact that you're talking about patriarchy, ma'am, we live in a global patriarchy. So when I said that women was always undereducated or miseducated, see, most people don't even know what education is. Let me tell you something. Women can go get a PhD, a MD, and be a damn attorney and a judge. Right now, it's an attorney sitting on fucking TikTok with a goddamn black eye because she was dating a fucking Dusty. Men know that just because a woman get a degree don't mean she educated. Men know that being trained at a university don't make you intelligent or educated because women do bonehead shit. Even with all them degrees, they still act like they ain't got no common sense whatsoever. So take these miseducated people in America and then look at the global population of undereducated women under a global patriarchy, what you will find is that 770 million adults are illiterate, but two-thirds of that is fucking women all over the globe. It is an intentional miseducation or no education to keep women in a subservient position, keeping them cowards to continue to choose men to govern them. Because the women do not have education nowhere across the board.
Wow. Let's pause. I need that to marinate. A little sprinkle, sprinkle. A little sprinkle, sprinkle. Because we're very disruptive over here.
Mm-hmm.
We're very disruptive over here. We live out loud. And maybe not to the degree, right? There's some differences between how you present and how I present, but we real disruptive in the most
Yeah,
beautiful. And a part of being disruptive is knowing that you can live out loud, right? We're still in the beginning steps of getting women comfortable with going and being
right.
happy and redefining what life should and could look like for them. I wanna focus on thank you, Somali Queen. She said, welcome to the realest space for elevation. I'm sorry. Thank you. Okay, so listen. Okay, this is for you. This
Mm-hmm.
is a statement, not necessarily a question. I want to jump on. Well, I'm gonna jump on it after you jump on it. I'm gonna let you go first. Sweet Jane says, I still stand on Princella should not give Candace another chance. She wasn't ready and she brought a bunch of word scramble. What are your thoughts?
Well, Candace, I know Candace wouldn't have another chance. And I just know that in my soul. I know that in my spirit. But um, Candace got to protect her image. Can't see. I don't have PR. I don't have a bunch of people. I'm in the I'm in the favelas. I'm in the fucking streets. I'm not in the the corporate offices. I don't have PR. She got an entire team. She too close to the power structure. Comparing me to her, I'm in the fucking ghetto. I'm just a street philosopher, a fucking person on this corner talking some empowerment shit, but ain't got no power. That's the dynamic here, right? She can't come fuck with me. She just can't. Her her PR ain't even gonna let that shit happen. When Candace had actually reviewed some of these clips, Candace ain't touch me. Oh, she did not repost me. I actually commented under her TikTok video and said it was a wonderful time discussing with you. Baby, they deleted my comment.
What? I know you lying.
I'm not lying. Let me tell you something. Y'all talking about this now. Do y'all know that this shit would have been 1,000 times more viral than what it is if they wouldn't have cut what I said to Candace out from the beginning? Y'all know I said something else to Candace. It would have shattered Candace's entire world. Um, when I sat down and introduced myself as the queen maker, she said, "Ooh, I like that." But that ain't where it stopped. Candace said, "So you gonna make me a queen?" I said, "Yeah, if you submit, cause you like that, don't you? You like that, don't you?" And her
Woo!
face, because everybody is interesting. Because if you look at the comments, how people perceive it, a lot of people kept saying, It looked like she got turned on by Princella, that she was questioning her sexuality. It's very possible because of what I said to her at the beginning. And I just knocked her smooth off her feet saying all that shit. So it was just a player conversation. It was just a smooth player conversation with no motherfucking aggression, no nothing. It was just like taking candy from a baby.
Oh, I'm still stuck on the fact that they deleted your comment.
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's a lot. I will say this. If she come back, let have. She's coming back for a reason. And the
Uh-huh.
reason why I said that, in the last couple of years, Imma say, not even years, Imma say the last 12 to 16 months, I've seen her play in black spaces. But I don't think, and I remember a while back, I don't know if I was talking here, and I said, "She ain't sat in front of the right one." She's
Mm-hmm.
seating, intentionally putting herself in front of Jason Lee's and people that are enamored with her as opposed to her equals.
Yeah.
As opposed to her equals, predominantly black men that are just happy to be in a room with her. She
Right.
don't really fuck with black women too much, and I'm glad you got that opportunity. And should opportunity knock again, my request is that you seize it because we
Right.
get used all the time. Ain't nothing wrong with using folks back.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's just the name of the game. It's just the name of the game. So for me, it was just like it was a great opportunity. I capitalized off the little time that I did get. I cherished that. I'm happy that it pretty much went in my favor. And it's just another chapter in the book. For me.
Keisha says, Queen, that explains why they pulled your live. Let me tell you something about this channel over here. We've had people come out the fucking bushes. Okay. Be like, you said my name. Whoa, I didn't know you were in the audience. Yeah, I'm here. We've had people, you'll be shocked. People that listen to this that come over here.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, you'll be shocked. So yeah, they pull that shit quick, fast, and in a hurry. How would they even know, right? That I am going to be or was using Jubilee. Nobody knew that. Somebody's
Hmm.
watching. Princella
Hmm.
ain't the only one watching. Somebody may have saw their face on a thumbnail and said, "Let's see what's being talked about and how they're going to spin that narrative." Oh, she's not going to bow down. Pull the shit. Flag it.
Right.
Flag it right now. She not gonna bow down and go with the program. Okay, all right. We see, and you know what? And the good thing is they had to hang in there for a little bit. They went a few rounds with me, and they thought that I would probably get back on track and steer the conversation a different way, and it didn't. But at least they gave me time. At least they got in there and listened a little bit, right? Because that's a
Mm,
part of it.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Trey has a question for you, Princella.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, yes. I was just wanting to know, since we're on the subject of you being on Jubilee, I remember you stating that the interview kind of shook them and it made them really want to put you as a part of this event. Have they contacted you, or was there anything that maybe suggested that they would want you back again
Yeah, they
for
told.
anything else?
Oh, they told me they did. They told me they really did like me. So we'll just have to see. I think everything comes in timing. So when they feel like they want to bring me back, I don't see why they wouldn't, because they had already mentioned that they was going to reach out to me again at some point.
I love it. I love it for you. And listen, Princella, tell us how to find you for your social media. Some people were asking. I know how to find you, but I can't assume that everybody in the audience does. If you want to write it in a back chat, I am going to repost it for you. But you have a book. Tell us a little bit about the book. I know we can find it on www.thequeenmaker.com, but tell them about the book, what it entails, and give them the price too, because we straight up over here.
Okay. So first and foremost, my book is, I think I sell it for $50, but I think it's like $38 or something on Amazon. It's on Amazon and Audible, and the Audible is in my voice. I'm the narrator. But the book is called The Game 41 Shades of Men: The Pursuit to Subdue and Use You. I wrote that book because women keep acting like they being tricked by men. Men will tell women Every time women get up here and complain, oh, this man did this and he was a fraud, he lied, he tricked me. And the men say, you chose him. You chose him. Choose better. And I totally believe that. But I'm also righteous in my judgment too. Because if you don't know better, you don't do better. And the men never ever vocalize and tell women what it actually means to choose better. They ain't finna put women on game because they gonna be shooting themselves in the foot for their access to these women. So men have to play a game in order to get their needs met. So women have to understand that this is a game that is being played and you have to take your best interest. You cannot expect a man to care about your best interest because to him, he comes first. And the fact that you have something that he needs, baby, he got to play the game to get it from you. So I wrote this book because women manufacture lies in their head. If a man approach a woman, she doesn't actually see the true reason why a man approaches her. She started making up all these fabricated ideas as to why she thinks a man is in her face. And usually it's because she has a sense of grandiosity. She thinks that she's the finest woman out of all of them, that he wants to love her and spoil her and all this shit. All this crazy crap these women come up with. And they lie to themselves and put themselves in positions that net them an L. So I let women know that, hey, men are coming to you because they want something. It's your job to figure out what the hell it is they want. And there are 41 different archetypes of men and the reason that they pursue the women. Now, once I give you this information, baby, you can't pull her out in no car no more. If you still doing the same thing after you get this information, baby, you can't blame the men no more. It ain't them. It's now you. Why in the hell are you choosing a motherfucking homeless man to be with? Why are you choosing a jailbird? Ma'am, you did choose them. You do need to choose better. You don't get to act on your desires and then evade all consequences associated with your choice. But that's what women like to do. And so I wrote this book so that women can make better decisions for themselves and take accountability for their actions.
Let it marinate. The doors of the palace are open. Let it marinate. Let it seep into your soul. Let me read it. Lolo says, "Oh my, I need this. I am waking up after being with someone for 7 years. I overstayed. Queen Sheba woke me up last week and did. And I'm not here to be disruptive. I'm not here to interrupt anybody's flow of love if it's healthy. But if you are in a toxic situation, listen, go, leave. What you doing? What you doing? We had a situation where somebody has been married 35 years and he's mean to her. And everybody thought I was going to say, stay, give him a chance. He's had 35 years. Leave, leave,
Mhm.
leave. What we doing? What we doing? We
But
teach.
like I say, women like to play victim, but they're not victim. They're cowards. See, women don't leave men because they're cowards. Women don't stand up for themselves because they cowards. Women won't stay single and just because they're cowards. They're not victims. These women make choices and then they get the consequences from the choices that make all the sense. You supposed to get your head knocked off if you deal with a fucking criminal that's abusive. But your idea is that this big ass abusive guy is going to terrorize everybody else and protect you. And now you have babies by this motherfucker that you can't even stand up to and you let them abuse your fucking kids because you're a fucking coward. You're not a victim.
Whoo, ouch. Healthcare workers, what question do you have for Princella?
Hey, Queen. Hey, Princella. Thank you so much. I just wanted to jump on and ask Princella this question because I've been in the bushes listening. You are preaching. Thank you so much for this conversation. Is it only because I don't have men friends now because I just think all of them are users, in my opinion. Sorry, y'all, but that's my out view of it. Is it even male friends, male counterparts,
Okay,
male
Robert, lift your
colleagues?
mic. Hold on. Wait. You got a lot of shh going on.
Oh,
Okay.
is
Okay.
it better now?
Okay. Yes. Whatever you were doing. Okay. Say your question.
Okay, so I was saying, is it only males that we are intimately involved with, or is it male counterparts, male colleagues, friends,
A
family
male
members?
is a male,
Is it
baby.
so just any one of them? This is how
A
they
male is a
operate
male.
with us. Okay, I
Yeah,
just
a
wanted to ask
male
that
is a
question.
male. Yeah, a male is a male. It does. See, this is what women don't understand, right? So, chapter 18 in my book is called "The I Want Your Child Man." See, women are so dumb, and men notice this. Women do not understand why men don't respect them. I understand why men do not respect women at all. I get it. Women have such a grandiose sense of self. They play victim. They throw rocks and they hide their damn hand. They go get educated and or go get a degree or whatever, and they put themselves on a high horse, and then they make stupid decisions that are actually based in common goddamn sense. So, chapter 18 is the I Want Your Child Man. Pedophiles are all over the place. A pedophile does not stop being a pedophile because you have his baby. Women will sleep with any man because women do not analyze the character of a man. So women sleep with pedophiles all the time, birth children by the pedophiles because she don't recognize that he's a pedophile because she's blinded by her fucking delusions. She births a child by a pedophile and slaps a father label on the pedophile. Leave her kids around the motherfucker. And then when the kids come and tell her what daddy doing to him, she want to play dumb because now you got to stand on some business. You got to be mommy now. But whoa, that baby came through the womb of a coward, low self-esteem, delusional minded womb. That baby is in danger because the mama is a fucking coward. The mama is desperate. The mama ain't got no self-esteem and she delusional, can't even read signals, has no situational awareness whatsoever. And this why and when men watch women choose their children choose a man over their children, instantly you done told that man she cannot be trusted. Men know that women cannot be trusted because they watch women do things against their own flesh and blood for a man, and a man know that if you're willing to do that, you would never be trusted. And then they will run you to see how far you will bend because you ain't got no sense. So when I told Candace that these women are uneducated, I meant that. I meant that because how the hell do you go and get a goddamn medical degree and still can't understand relationships? How the hell do you not understand male psychology and you got a fucking medical degree? How do you have a PhD and you still don't understand the mind of a male and you have got your PhD in psychology? You can't be smart. You can't be educated because you still doing dumb shit with all these degrees.
Baby, listen, let's pause. I got some comments coming through. Once again, you can go to Amazon. The Game. The book is called The Game 41 Shades of Men, The Pursuit to Subdue and Use You. I posted the link for Amazon. Hold on. Here's Princella's YouTube page. We have it starred. This is also Princella's TikTok. And I'm sure when you go there, even if you can't remember the book, click the link in the bio. It's going to give you the link to purchase the book. You can purchase the book on Amazon. You can also go straight directly to her social media accounts and probably to her website, right, Princella, to get the book, The Queen
Yeah,
Maker?
yeah. The Queen Maker of or Princella, the queenmaker.com.
Okay. And my moderators have also put the links in the chat. Now, let me go to a few more comments, and I promise y'all, Brio wants to know, may I ask what are her religious beliefs?
I'm a spiritual person. Spiritual religion is for people who need to be told how to think and what to do and who to look to. Spirituality is an inner wisdom, an inner guidance, connecting to your higher self and your authenticity. So I'm more spiritually aligned. I don't follow any religious doctrine.
There you have it, Brielle. I hope that helps. Fruit Gummy Queen said, ooh, somebody's getting their feelings hurt on their lunch break because this is all gas, no breaks. Princella is not holding back. Listen, water seeks its own level. Water seeks its own level, baby. Aries love say, Aries, I want to tackle this, and Princella, I want you to back me up or back up your own notion. Aries,
Mhm.
we talked about this yesterday or Sunday, and members only during Sunday session. You said, why are these conversations not had prior to committing? It don't matter
It
because
does. It really don't matter.
they gonna lie
Bec-
anyway. That's why
right.
she's saying, observe, sit back, and listen. It's your job to figure out why are you here. Go ahead, Princella.
Women want men to lie. Like women do not want to accept the truth about a man. Women are such cowards. They depend on men lying to them. Women just need to hear a man say, "I like you. I love you. I'll take care of you." She know he could be lying. They just need to hear it. Women do not want the truth. That's the reason why men feel trapped. Men feel trapped. They don't know what to do. They don't know what these women want. You can't tell these women the truth because they go ape shit crazy, but they want the men, but they want the men to play a certain role. The men don't want to play that role. So men want to be themselves, but in the midst of a woman, they can't be themselves because she demands that he lives a lie in order to be in her face. So men have to have a limited of time where they're around women and they need to remove themselves. And a lot of times, one of the ways that men escape this toxicity of women is to go up under another woman to get away from this woman that's so goddamn delusional. And I'm trying to figure out if you want a man so bad, why are you looking for the truth when you know you don't want the truth? Why are you going through this man's phone? Because the only way that you can have a peaceful relationship with a man is if you believe the lies. You demand that this man lies to you. You demand that he sells you a fucking fantasy. But then you want to go digging for the truth, knowing good and goddamn well you can't handle the truth. Because if you could, you would just be a fucking hoe on the blade if you really could handle the truth.
Mm-mm-mm. This is some good stuff. I like to if it's good, we marinating in it. If it's good, we're going to marinate in it. Kira Tucson says, ooh, Princella is giving me my whole life. This is what we need to hear and process. No, this is what you need to process because you hear it all the time. You've heard this before YouTube. You just need to process. And you say, write this on your hearts and live it. And you know what? Be bold and brave. We talked about it yesterday. I mean, Sunday, y'all. We talked about what were we saying? About dating. Well, when should you have the marriage conversation? Don't.
Exactly.
What you having it for? He gonna show you in his actions what time it is. You ain't got to say a word. Go ahead, Princella. What you think about that?
I don't even know why these women sitting up here talking about marriage, because marriage ain't nothing but slavery. Women think they can own men. Women are so desperate to have a man be their identity that they need marriage only to get into it, bitch, whine, and complain endlessly. I do this. I don't, he don't do this. But that he never was, ma'am. It's not in the nature of a man to do all this shit that you keep asking them to do. So a lot of times Men, I understand why men now say that women are the ones that break up their family. Because men know that women are delusional and just want the wedding. They don't actually want the marriage. So a lot of men just give up in the marriage and let the woman be in the marriage while he escapes through extramarital affairs. You want the marriage, okay? I'm gonna let you have your little social credit and tell the world, my man, my man, my man, because that's really all you want. You want control, you want social status, you want this fairy tale. So men have to escape from that hell that women create because women just want to own men. Once a woman get a man that she thinks she owns his eyes, she thinks she owns his genitalia, she jealous everywhere the fuck he look. That man really don't actually have peace. Then she spends her entire time trying to force him to act like a woman. But I can't understand. You want all these feminine, nurturing qualities and this gossip shit that you want to do. Why don't you just get a bitch then? Why don't you fucking get a woman? Because that's what the fuck you looking for. You're looking for that, but you like fucking dick. You like dick. You don't like men because all you do is bitch whine and complain day in and day out about males being fucking males.
Oh, hold on. Yes, Lane says, just getting here. Is the woman speaking with Queen Sheba the woman in the photo? Yes, she's the woman in the photo on the right with the hat. Hold on now, Princella. Hold on. Let them catch their breath.
Yeah.
Let them catch their breath. Is there a right way? Let me ask you this. And I want you to give it, I want you to be honest. Do you
Yeah.
feel like there are some really good healthy marriages? And if so, how can a woman be healthily, not happily, healthily married?
Okay, like I said, the reality is I understand why a man has to lead the relationship with a woman. A woman in a relationship with a man, she cannot be an equal partner and she cannot lead that relationship. Because the reason for that is because women get with men on false pretenses. Women get with men on romanticism and delusion. So, in order for a woman to have a successful marriage, she has to pick a man that is willing to lie to her and feed her delusions. That man needs to be able to take the reins, to be able to constantly keep this woman in a deluded state. She cannot ever be allowed to be exposed to the truth because that will bring hell into the household. That's the way that a woman will have a successful marriage with a man. She has to allow that man to lie and keep her in a state of delusion.
Oh, I want to go back to a comment and I'm a tag teaming with you. Let me
Hmm.
let me find it. It's from Mary, and she's talking about men. And I'm gonna jump in first, Princella, and then you pile on. She said, "Are these behaviors learned or biological?"
They are biological. There
Okay,
is a biological discrepancy between males and females that neither one of them want to accept. Men are willing to accept this more than women are.
I'm gonna say learned. A lot of behaviors that I see men with today, they learn them from their moms.
A man's desires, people don't have to learn desire. Your desires are natural. Nobody has to teach somebody's vagina to get hot and tingly and want to stick some in it.
No, not
No,
that aspect, but I'm just
but
saying
that's
the
but
lack.
that's but
Go
that's
ahead.
what no, but that's what motivates behaviors. That's the driving force behind behaviors. Now, men understand after see what women don't understand is that the purpose of life is survival and reproduction. To reproduce, a woman don't need to do shit. Women don't have to do anything to get penis. But men have to do everything in their power to get access to vagina, which causes them to have to be more acute and more aware of female behavior. So, yeah, men have to try things to see how they get a response out of women. They have to do that. So men have to say, okay, let me try this. She say she want this. What men have come to realize is a woman will say one thing and do something completely different. So women have trained men. Women have conditioned men to not listen to shit they saying because what men want from women, women's mouth say something different than what they actions say, which is what men want. What is gonna get her to give up the box? She's saying she like nice meals, and then you come to find out the bitch like to be choked. She like to be raw dogged. She like a man that treat her like shit. So men learn from women based on what women sexually reward, not they mamas. What women sexually reward.
Let me say this. I want to get at this comment, and I'm glad you put it in here, Suzanne. Gay guy. I'm very comfortable talking about race, and no white man or no white woman, and I mean this with the utmost authority, is going to make me feel uncomfortable about it. I'm Black, and my tagline is I hone in on the psychological and the behavioral traits of the Black experience. I'm not toning down, I'm not watering down. If you want to be over here and you want to stretch yourself and evolve your palate, I encourage you to stay. If not, you should be on your way and go back and eat what you're comfortable eating. See, we don't normally talk politics over here. So we're stretching ourselves. We're stretching our palate, right? But we will not fall in line to make anybody comfortable. We're disruptors over here. It's all about being uncomfortable, exploring different things on the menu, listening, being open, even if we disagree. And I love it. I shake shit up. I love to make a splash in the marketplace. And I encourage you to do that or leave quietly. Because it's one thing to, because you came in and you say, I'm a white female conservative. So I think it's important for you to let me know that you're white for whatever reason, right? That's not a bad, but you wanted me to know because you posted it. I didn't realize I was watching a race specific program.
It's
If race
not
is
race
not
specific.
important, why did you put that you're white? I stumbled across the program and thought it was interesting. I'll be on my way. That's fine.
What's she talking about?
I don't know, but just close the door quietly. Close the door quietly.
Race
And I,
specific? This ain't no race specific. What's she
even if
talking
it
about?
was, we can. Even if it was, we can. So you got to
Well,
be careful that people don't come in and try to dominate, even when it's passive, and control the narrative and make you feel uncomfortable about the route you've chosen to go. It's a very passive play, very passive ploy. Suzanne, even if you don't know, now you know that when you come in and you say and you do things like that, it's as if someone is doing something wrong. Ain't nothing wrong. We chilling. We're disruptors and we're gonna keep it going. No, I'm not triggered. I'm empowered. Welcome. Welcome. Now, y'all asked me last night when we ran down the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and then y'all brought in the Real Housewives of Miami. What would you do if you were Gertie and Julia threw a glass of water in your face? Throw it back. I'm just throwing a glass of water. She threw one in my face. I'm throwing it back. That's it. Not triggered. I'm just throwing it back. Because that's probably the only opportunity that you'll have to have mutual combat without being arrested. You see what I'm saying? If a white woman throws a glass of water in your face, and that was the question they posed last night, if you were on the Real Housewives, you throw it back. Don't hit her upside the head with it. You throw it back. That'll be the first time you can go toe to toe without being arrested. She threw it first. You throw it back. Okay, thank you. Suzanne came back and said, I watched the debate. I thought it was very thought provoking. They both did an excellent job. And Suzanne, we talk about everything over here. That's Princella. Princella is here. She's the lady in the black hat. So don't get uncomfortable. Stay a little while. Stay a little while. Mandy, welcome. What's your question for Princella?
Hi, Princeilla. Welcome. Thank you guys for having me. I just wanted to say I thought that it was interesting. One, that you just you said that you're spiritually, like, you don't identify with religious dogma or whatever. And I like that you used the word wisdom. So aside from that, I do want to say I like how you were like kind of getting into the women's and how we're like basically cowards or whatever, which is fine. But I'm saying, I always wonder what the connection was too, because I know you guys see like the statistics show that like Black women are the most educated subgroup population of women. And so I always wonder what the connection was with, us being the most educated women, and then like the statistics with, marriage and family planning and things like that, not necessarily correlating with that. So, I mean, I thought that that was interesting that you said that, because it's like it is a disconnect there, and it's like it's that gray area that's not really being explored. So it's like, yeah, we are educated. Yes, we have, master's degrees and this and that, and myself included. Like, I am married now, but I'm just saying. But I think that the disconnect is, like you said, with the spiritual identity, like that inner wisdom. I feel like we've been so conditioned to go against that, like override that inner spiritual knowing. And so, and then too, I feel like a lot of Black women don't have like these role models, you know what I'm saying, to necessarily show them how to lead that and what that looks like day to day. And so that's why I feel like, the women are like, yeah, we get the education, but we still, with the education, like we're performing to be accepted in all these spaces. And then you'll see us like, praising the Cardi B for leaving the Offset, but yet we still single.
Let me
So
ask you this, Mandy. What was your question for Princella? I want to make sure I'm following.
it wasn't even a question. It was just more so a rant. But
Oh,
I guess I guess the question is, what do you feel like the disconnect is with the women? Like I say, they say we the most educated group, but yet we do have like
are you
the
talking
highest
about
rate
Black women?
Black women, yeah.
Okay.
Black women are not educated. Black women don't know anything about themselves. Women don't even understand their own makeup. They don't understand the makeup of a male. Let me tell you something. Nature don't give a damn about your college degree. Nature is the foundation of all existence. Women do not even understand their own existence in relation to this planet or the opposite sex. So to build a quote unquote education in the pie in the sky for something that nature don't even calculate for, nature does not care about your corporate position. Nature does not care about your bank account. Nature has not built you to care about those things. Nature built you to reproduce. And the mere fact that women do not understand their own reasons for being attracted to males, not understanding the nature and the neurological makeup of a male and why he exists, that tells you that the women are not educated. They are trained to perform a job. They are not trained to think rationally. They are trained to do work, and they do the work and then get out and show you the truth about their nature. Let a woman go free and she gonna show you what she is. You are what you attracted to. You're not what you attract. You are what you attracted to. And look at what these women are drawn to. They're drawn to the Cardi B's. They're drawn to fucking Desperate Housewives because that kind of entertainment appeals to who she really is. She a drama queen. She's a whore. She's all of these things with a goddamn degree.
Let it marinate, Mandy. Lock it in.
I
Lock it
know,
in.
I am. Yeah, no, you're right. And honestly, I have been doing some of this self work, and it feels kind of overwhelming because, like, you have to unlearn so many of these things that we program, and like it's reinforced in society. But that's the conclusion I came from. Like, damn, I really do not know myself. Like, I really have to take a step back to say, am I doing this because I feel like I'm being expected? You know what I'm saying? From family, society, whoever, my job. Like, it's a real unlearning process.
Yep.
So I appreciate you. And I just found your book on Amazon and I'm about to order it. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so much. I
you.
appreciate you.
Thank you for coming up. All right, we're going to go through two more questions. We want to be mindful of Princella's time. Let's go to Sky Life. She says, "What do we do when a man is not prepared to lead?" Princella.
Say that again.
Sky Life is asking, "What should a woman do when a man, if and when a man is not prepared to lead?"
Well, see, that's the problem. Women still looking for somebody. Like, women can't do anything without thinking about a man. Like, women have convinced me that they was made to be male slaves for men. Women have totally convinced me that their only purpose is to be a womb and a servant to a man, because a woman cannot think about a life that don't revolve around a man doing something. Can a woman lead herself? Clearly she can't. She can't do anything that is focused on herself. All the stuff I'm saying, instead of women wondering how they can be better leaders and better prepared, we still talking about what we can do to be a man. If a man, if a woman, if a mother can't raise her little boy to be a man, what the hell you gonna do to these old ass dudes? And if a woman, if a man see his mama being a hoe, if his mama is attracted to him and screwing him, because there's so many boy moms out there screwing their sons, what you think that these men think about the rest of women? Women need to get their shit together and stop worrying about what a man gonna do to be a leader. What we gonna do? Cause we out here as women fucked all the way up. All the way up.
Lane said, "Wait, what?" You heard it. Now listen, remember the goal is to come up to ask a question, y'all. All right? So let me bring up the next person. Only if you have a question. Sky Life, welcome. What's your question for Princella?
Hi, Queen. How are you? Thank you for
Yeah.
allowing me up. Hi, Princella. I was the one that just asked the question. I have to get clarification.
Yes,
So, in
ma'am.
regards to, because I'm a
Is it a question?
independent.
Is it a
Yes,
question? No, Sky Life.
yes,
Okay,
yes,
gotcha.
yes.
Okay.
I have to just build it up. I am actually an independent winner. I don't look for men for leadership. I'm independent myself. However, in that regard, in raising children, to my understanding, we need two parents. And I have waited to have children because I would like to be married. Okay. And we haven't got to that point because I haven't met a guy that was, should we say, equally yoked. My question to you is, what's your view on marriage, and should women wait, or like, I don't
Hold
know
on.
if my
Hold on,
question is
Priscilla.
clear.
Priscilla, hold on. Don't answer it. I want you to think specific to you. What do you really want to ask her? Sky.
I want to know, do you think that we should wait to get married to have kids? I guess that's my
Look,
question.
talk in the first person because you're talking about yourself. I want to give you the space to really ask the question because she's here.
Yes,
Dating a
that's
guy.
my question because I want to
I
be.
wait because you want a kid. It sounds like you want a kid real bad. Now
Oh,
give
no,
her
no,
the.
no, 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 no,
Oh,
no.
it's not
I
you.
want to. My question is more like relationship wise. Should we? Because we have a lot of single parent homes, and that's not the best structure to have. So,
Okay.
in a lot, to my understanding, a lot of women like myself, we have single parent homes because we haven't found a man who's going to do his part, or either he's there or he leaves. So, I'm
That,
just trying to get
that's the
clarification on her.
problem.
Okay.
See, that's
Okay.
the
I'm gonna put you on
problem.
mute.
So that's the problem. People don't have independent thinking. Marriage is a piece of paper that binds you to somebody. That does not make a structure. Human interaction, emotional intelligence, logical and rational thinking, self mastery, conflict resolution is what builds relationship, not no fucking piece of paper, not a fucking title, right? Number one, I did things as a person who had her child in wedlock. I did what society say do. Me and my ex-husband ain't together. Now we co-parent. And we are better off co-parenting and not being married than we were living in the same house and everything. So the thing about it is, women are the ones that do all this labor. Women still have not come to the realization that they need each other. Women are trying to replace women with men, and men are not neurologically designed and wired to help you in the capacity that you need help with. It takes a village to raise a child, not a nuclear family. I have my child right now is with my grandmother for the summer. My grandmother was a teacher for 30 years. So with My daughter being with my grandmother right now, my daughter, because my grandmother wanted my daughter to be there. My grandmother is educating my daughter and having fun with her while she's on summer break. Her dad is a truck driver. Her dad sees her, he picks her up from school, and I have her every day. She gets to see her daddy every day, but she stays with me. My girlfriend lives with me, and my girlfriend helps me with my child. My brother and my sister-in-law have two children, and my daughter gets to go over there and play. My ex-husband drives trucks for a living. He don't have time to be this quote-unquote super present parent. Men are not made for that. They're the what you need is a village of support system where everybody is on the same page. It has the best interest of the child. If something happens to the man and you have nobody else, it's on you. A marriage ain't gonna help you with that. A piece of paper ain't gonna make no man have emotional intelligence, a bunch of money. Conflict resolution is not gonna make him like you or the child or anything. Marriage is not the answer. Self-mastery and mastery of human relationships is the key, not a government contract.
Ooh, thank you for that.
Thank you.
Skylight.
See, yes, you answered my question, and there lies the part of our problem, because when you come from a family that's educated and they push education, that's part of the program that they're telling us you need to get married before you have children. Also through religion, if you're Catholic, Baptist, they push marriage. So that's part of the problem that I shouldn't say the problem, the discrepancies in that that are going on. But thank you so much for answering that. That clarified my question. And thank you, Queen
Awesome.
Sheba.
Awesome, Skylight. Thank you for coming up. I love it when y'all jump up out the bushes. Listen, y'all didn't like me formulating her question. I feel like you know what I do? I operate by instinct, y'all. And when I feel something, I say it. Um, but that's why you saw that. Mayor of YouTube say, Princella, are you single?
No, I have a girlfriend. We've been together for a year and a half.
Okay, Mayor. Hold on. Hold on, Mayor. The mayor of YouTube. Wait a minute. Unfortunately, I'm being messy. Okay, they want to know, is the book available on audiobook?
Audio, but yeah, it's on Audible as well.
Okay, it's on Audible, and here's the name of the book. Let me run it back for you all real quick. Hold on, hold on. It's The Game, 41 Shades of Men, The Pursuit to Subdue and Use You. It's available on Amazon. And where else, Princella?
It's on Audible and Amazon. It's also on Kindle as well.
Kindle,
Yes.
Audible, Amazon.
Hmm.
Here's her YouTube page. Here's Princella's TikTok page. And let's see. I think yep, we've already answered. Okay, it looks like we got everybody.
Yeah.
This okay, go ahead, Princella.
And if anybody is in the audience is interested, I have two things that I'm doing, because I'm an educator beyond all else. I'm running a free master class on Mondays. I got to set up the schedule so that people can sign up for Monday, but it's free. But I'm also doing a 3-day intensive called Love, Men, and Manipulation Decoded. I have discovered the true makeup of love, and to show women that they looking in all the wrong places for something they're only gonna find within themselves. And I teach women male neurology and their makeup to show them why looking for love out of men is the wrong move for themselves and for him. And I teach them how to utilize the framework of love to be able to peek through manipulation. So to learn this information will drastically change people's lives. It will give them more compassion for the world. It will help women raise their sons better. and give them more insight to the male makeup. It will help men understand more about themselves. And this whole thing about love will take so much pressure off of men that women are putting on them. I think everybody needs to understand this concept seriously.
Okay, and listen, if you could offer a positive thought to Suzanne, because she stuck it out with us. Thank you, Suzanne. She said, I divorced after the first year. It was a tough year. Her first year of marriage, she divorced. Can you offer any positivity to that? What would you say?
Well, a lot of times we have a lot of pain in life. It's not your fault completely, simply because in life we can never know everything. It's so much information in this world. We are all going to be ignorant about something, so we all going to make bonehead decisions. Okay, it's not that. So don't beat yourself up for making a decision that turned out to not be the desirable result that you may have wanted. But what I will always tell you is use your experiences as lessons, as teaching tools to edify you so that you can build a stronger you, a stronger personality, so that you can go in with foresight to new situations to understand, okay, what I'm looking at and why I should or should not do this. Do not allow people to talk you out of using your previous experiences as a roadmap to be able to see what's in front of you. Because a lot of people like to gaslight you so that you continue to make bad choices so that they can capitalize on you, get their needs met. You let him hit, you let him get something from you. You don't be hurt. Give love another try. Do it again so that way I can use you too. That don't let people do that because they will. So just learn from your experiences. That's all I can say because it has valuable wisdom there.
This is awesome. Thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. That was very beautiful. And then they have a question. I know you said it, but girl, you got to tell them again. They want to know, is that class free?
With the master class is free. The master class that I have on value is free, and it's on Monday at 7 p.m. So when I get back home, I'm gonna set up the schedule so that people can go and sign up for it. But that is free. But I'm from that after I teach you that the love, men, and manipulation decoded 3-day intensive, that is a paid course.
Okay.
And yeah, so
So
I have 3 different tiers that people can choose to experience.
So you'll start off with the free course, everybody, and she's going to upload that in a couple of hours at princellathequeenmaker.com. You'll sign up for that. That's for Monday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time or a different time zone.
It's going to be 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and it's going to be, hey, go 45.
Okay. And then
Yeah.
after that, you'll shift into the paid class after the master
Af-
class. Got it?
yes. Yes.
Okay.
So they'll be able to buy a ticket from the free master class. They need to schedule to be there for an hour and a half because I got a lot of information that I'm covering that I'm teaching them. So basically, what I'm teaching in the master class is value. A lot of people don't understand their value. Nobody knows what value is. And so I need to show women where they actually rank in terms of value. So I'm teaching them that, and it takes me about an hour and 20 minutes to teach that. So when
Okay.
they come, they need to prepare to be there for an hour and a half, and they need a pen and a notebook because this is really important life stuff. Now, this course right here that I'm giving for free is worth money, but I really believe that people need to understand what value is. So, and from that, I will offer you a ticket to come to my Love, Men, and Manipulation Decoded Masterclass or workshop, which is that's going to be 3 days. It's going to be 2 hours a day for 3 days. So that's six
Ooh.
hours worth of education, a lot of information packed into 3 days that they'll be able to come to. So where they're going to be able to find the link is going to be at
Hold on. You're going out.
thequeenmaker.com forward
Say it
slash
again.
masterclass.
Okay. Say it again so I can type it in. You went out. Your
It,
audio muted.
yes, it's going to, okay, it's going to be at thequeenmakerofficial.com forward slash masterclass. That's where they'll be able to sign up for the masterclass.
I'm gonna type it in Google. I'm gonna find it real quick. Hold on. The Queen Maker official.
Official. Mm-hmm.
Okay, give me 1 second. The Queen Maker official. Give me 1 second, y'all.
Get off on wafer sawdust. Just keep driving. Get your wafer sawdust. Get off of it.
Princella, you may have to type it in the back check. Oh, I found it.
I
No.
did. Mhm.
Okay, you did?
I did.
Okay.
Mhm.
Let's see. I got it, y'all. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna drop it right now. Go ahead and as soon as I drop it in the chat, go ahead and copy it, everybody,
And
and
when I
go
get back
there.
home, I'll upload the time so that they can select it.
Okay. All right. So we
Mhm.
got it. Princella, you were a breath of fresh air. Thank you for popping up and just kind of
Thank you
rocking
so
with
much.
us and just no and laying this thing down. It was absolutely beautiful, organic. Any final thoughts
Yes,
you'd like
ma'am.
to leave us with?
Just stay educated. Keep keep your eye on the prize. Do not allow negative distractions to keep you from elevating yourself, because life is really, really difficult, and it is so easy to get sucked into hell. It's going to take an active will for you to really evolve, and you need to keep your eye on the prize and fight with all your might to stay intelligent, dangerous, and an evolved spirit.
Thank you. Thank you. We received that. And listen, we enjoyed having you. Thank you. And listen, y'all got to listen. Y'all talking about the webinar has expired. Didn't she tell you when she get home, she's going to upload the new one? She said, not yet. In a couple of hours, it will be ready, Kira. So thank you so much, Princella.
All right, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Okay. Have a good day.
You too. Bye bye.
Okay. All right. That was beautiful. Man, that was a great, great treat. Okay. Here's the link. Toot Latrice put the link in the chat. Don't be y'all. Why y'all keep saying it's expired? See, that's what she talking about. How y'all don't listen to men. She said she's going to upload it a little bit later. The new one. You gotta be patient. She's gonna upload it a little bit later. So save the website. Come back a little bit later on when she gets home, and then you'll be able to sign up. Okay. See, that's what she talking about. That's how y'all don't listen to none of these men be saying. You just hear what you want to hear and then say, he didn't. What did he tell you? Thank you, everybody. So I'm gonna feature right now again. Toot Latrice says, thank you, the Queen Maker. Y'all, this was amazing. This was so organic. Typically, we don't even tackle these types of topics. I'm glad we did. I'm glad everything happened the way it happened today. I have no complaints. She did an excellent job. Thank you to Latrice, my moderator, for saying, Queen, I think you should talk about this. I'm like, ah. And then I was like, you know what? Fuck it. We're going to talk about it in the morning. And man, oh man, it was great. It was great. Use this link, thequeenmakerofficial.com. We've put it here, save it, screenshot it, go back a little bit later, and you'll be able to sign up for her free master class. It's on Mondays, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. After you complete the master class, you'll then transition into a paid class where she's going to assess you and help you with showing you your value as a woman and where you lay and where you lie. I'm not familiar with it, but hell, I might come on over there with y'all. Okay. This Tennessee girl says this was dope. Thank you, Queen. Emotional Intelligence says to Princeilla, you are definitely the Queen Maker. Tony, the Leo Queen, says it was indeed a beautiful Queen talk. Jackie says, thank you for your time, Princeilla. Sky Life said, we definitely not listening to men. I could tell because y'all did not follow instructions that she gave you. Gently Coy says, we had a time in the palace today. Yes, we did. Tennessee Girl says, shout out to Toot. Sky Life says, great topic. Thank you, everybody. Queen Sheba and Queen Maker this week has started with an empowering words of wisdom. I'm telling you, everything you need is inside of you. What you scared of, what you waiting on, why you asking for permission just to be. All right. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and ban this person from my chat. I don't even feel like cursing you out today. I'm on such a high. I just banned you. I just banned you. We don't insult over here. I feel like people that insult is because you're weak. You can't use your words, and you're at that lower level that we were talking about, that 6th grade percentile. Read a book. Read a book. You telling us to suck a dick, you eat it. You read a book. You read a book and come back and we may suck some dick. All right. Up your game. Up your game. So what is her TikTok? Her TikTok is here, right here. The Queen Maker Official. Same as the website where you're going to go and sign up for the masterclass. Listen, I like to kind of banter every now and then. You go read and I'll get my jaws ready. How about that? And when you could pass the literacy test and show me that you are on a college graduate level, and I'm not talking about an undergrad, I'm talking about what we going with, a master's degree, PhD. And if you come back, I got you. You hear me? So you work on yours and I'm going to work on mine. All right. No, it's not appropriate, but that's what they're telling us. And I got it out. You know why? Because that's what he came over here and told us, to suck some, we're sucking. And that's fine. Okay. We can do what we want to do over here. If that's what we want to do, you leave us alone. You go read and write. You go read and write. Ethereal Moon says, thank you for being a wonderful host and welcoming the Queen Maker in your palace. Absolutely. Absolutely. We like to have a good time over here, honey. We like to have a good time. Lolo says, I am investing in myself, as you should. As you should. I love it, y'all. Thank you, everybody. This has been phenomenal. Listen, y'all got me over here laughing with that man that came over here that was insulting us. That's what they do when they can't control. And that's what she's going to roll out to you. 41 shades. She just told you there's 41 shades of men. The 41 shades of men. She ran it down before he got over here. Did she just not tell you? There's 41 shades of men that all come for a particular reason. You got to figure out, why are they here? You got to figure out what he wants from you. That one is just a dusty. Came over here to be insulting. 41 Shades of Men, the pursuit to subdue and use you. Wanted to come over here and pick on women because he can't fight. He can't fight men. So he thought we was going to be an easy win. Get your ass toe up over here in real time. And I might just let you click that link if I don't get off this live. Listen, get your ass woe out. You'll swear a group of niggas jumped you. That's how we come. But anywho, To Latrice says, Queen Sheba, are we going to discuss Jackie and Chantel? Yes. Y'all not going to like what I got to say, though. I might come back tonight. For that one. But anywho, let me go. Let me outline my thoughts on that. Great live, everybody. Great live. Gently Coy says, I feel empowered. I'm glad. That was a great discussion. Thank you. Jackie says, great job, Queen Sheba and the Palace moderators. Kira says, I'm screaming. Listen, did I lie? All right, everybody. That's it. That's all. I will see you all a little bit later. God bless you all. Enjoy your day. Miss B says, Chantel lost her damn mind. Did she? You've been in this conversation all day today. Did she lose her mind? Or is this the effect of something that happened? Because the Princeilla ran down to you about how some moms are cowards and they allow their children to be abused and they play stupid and dumb and coward, and I didn't see it and I didn't know you were being molested. So did she really lose her mind? Think about it. We're going to talk about it. Hell, we just may go live late tonight, y'all. Y'all, should we do it? Did she really lose her mind when she pushed her mama against the wall, or has it been a long time coming? See, because y'all are getting stuck in a black mother should never be disrespected. But go back and think about what Chantel said about being molested, abused, and think about the things. See, y'all look at, oh, she pushed her mama, but what was she saying? Ain't nobody scared of you. I'm not 15 no more. I'm not 16 anymore. Y'all delete all of those intricate details, which may have been telling you her mama used to abuse her or allow her to get abused. We going live. They said, let's go live. I'll see y'all tonight. Damn, we had wine last night, so bring some tea because I don't want to support no bad habits. Okay, they ready to go live tonight to talk about her and her mama, her and her mama fighting. See how I see it, TV? You gonna see. I knew you was coming. You gonna have to come up tonight. She said, nope. We looked at the whole season and seasons before, but have you been conditioned? Have you been conditioned? And you just feel like automatically because she's the daughter and the mama's the mama that the daughter's wrong. I'm just saying, we gonna tear it up tonight. We gonna tear it up tonight. All right, y'all. I love y'all. I will see y'all a little bit later. All right.